Yeah, hold on. We seem to have lost audio here. I'm working it on my end. Just a second. I seem to have an issue with my Discord. So, Luke telling us there's no audio.
And 10 at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it seemed to have dropped my settings here, so hopefully we'll get this all back.
Brady's pass complete to Mike Evans. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Bills' 28-yard line.
Yeah, I'm working on getting that as well.
He was brought down by Matt Milano. A loss of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7.
All right. Let's see if that's better. We got it all fixed. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. My OBS seems to have dropped out my settings for some reason. Not sure why.
That's all right. Yep, we're both back now. We're good. Brady back to pass, fires right side, and is picked off just in time. Teron Johnson, the nickelback, and he picks it off. So just in time for the impact play.
Yeah, we impact play indeed there. That is the strength of this defense is their secondary. Teron Johnson, no exception. He really nice play there coming across, really baiting Brady out on the outside, which is hard to do. But Brady is so disciplined with his throws, but kind of makes a little bit of a mistake there, and a really good position to be able to take the ball away there.
Absolutely. All right, here he is. Now they're going to give it up the middle. That's Matt Breida coming over from Miami, coming up the coast, and he is now kind of that third down back. You'll still see a heavy dose of Singletary and Moss. Welcome in, Wendell. Welcome in, James. Glad you could be on, James. James and I have been Twitter follower friends for a while. He's our resident Panther fan.
All right. All right. Glad to have fans of every fan base here, so that's exciting, and yeah, absolutely welcome everyone. And in case you missed it earlier, Luke,
picked off again. Jason Pierre-Paul picks off. He totally baits him on that slant route. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right. No, that was an exciting play. It was so just thrown in the middle of nowhere there. Bit of an errant throw right back from Allen. So. Not really what you want to see there. Actually, we saw something much like that from Baker, against the Steelers this last year.
Yes.
So that's something you certainly don't want to be seeing with those coverage kind of dropping out that they're not expecting off the line, and they can get you if you're not expecting that to come into the coverage.
All right, so a couple of quick turnovers early in the game. I would guess that would have been a prop bet that would have made you a lot of money here to have both Brady and Allen throw interceptions within the first 5 minutes of the game. Brady back to pass. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to get it out just in time there. That one got just a little bit scary with that pass rush.
Yep, trying to set up the screen. It didn't work out. Not enough time.
Slant left side. Mike Evans, he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. So they get the ball back, and they do not waste the opportunity that time. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tom Brady's not one that you can afford to give the ball right back to after he makes a critical mistake like he did earlier. You got to really capitalize on those. The Bills, unfortunately, with Allen giving the ball right back, and Tom Brady does the damage here. That's not what you want to see.
Absolutely, yeah. One play earlier, Jerry Hughes just couldn't quite get there. A split second earlier, I think he maybe gets that strip sack or at least a sack to push them back, but the result is what it is, and it's 7-0 Tampa Bay here to start our game again. Welcome, folks. Appreciate you being on here. Nagy on Sports. Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy joining you here today.
Absolutely. And Luke, in case you missed it during our audio technical difficulties that we were having earlier, we are, in fact, going to have your Cowboys on our channel for the NFC game of the week. It tied this game, so we're bringing you both.
Because we're men of the people. Singletary is going to go up the middle just 2 yards.
Singletary, the ball carrier. He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
That would be pretty sweet, Wendell. You know we'd sign up for it.
For sure.
Cole Beasley with a little bit of a 8 to 10 yard catch there on the right side. Levante David tracking him. Of course, we know about how good Levante David is. Josh Allen in the shotgun now, gives it again up the middle. Devin Singletary, and David's right there with him, dragging him to the turf. Gain of 4 for a 2nd and 6. And yes, James and I are both Indians fans as well. A much needed walk-off from the Franimal last night.
Yes, indeed.
All right, a little bunch of receivers to the right side. Allen been almost exclusively in the shotgun here on a 3rd and 6. He throws it over the middle into some traffic up in the air and incomplete. So Allen struggling a little bit here now, 1 for 4 to start the game. And of course that interception leading directly to the Buccaneer touchdown. That's one thing that as Browns fans we can certainly empathize with, because Madden has yet to fully grasp how good Josh Allen is in a similar way that they have not grasped how good Baker Mayfield is.
It's true.
Hopefully both of those players will get a little Madden 22 bump, which I did just pre-order yesterday, so
nice.
Excited about it. Mid-August.
Yeah, that's going to be great. That'll be fun to see what they do with a lot of things. But
yeah.
I think my first priority is to have a Kevin Stefanski that doesn't look like a hobo version of Shia LaBeouf.
Amen. 2nd and inches after that throw over the middle to O.J. Howard. They go play action. Zips it across the middle again. This time it's Chris Godwin from the other side. So Brady, other than the interception, starting off sharp per usual. He's going to be in a shotgun yet again here on 1st and 10. Going right side very quickly to Godwin again. Going to be ripped down aggressively by Tre'Davious White. Short gain of about 7 there for Godwin on his 2nd catch. Brady in a shotgun alone this time. Back to pass, shuffling, pressure coming, and watch out, he's going to go down. Ed Oliver from the middle, very, very talented pass rusher. Of course, played his college ball at Houston, and he penetrates the middle there and beats a good offensive line. More of a coverage sack on that one, Kit.
Yeah, I mean it was reminiscent of the old shuffle sacks there, which we don't see too often anymore. A bit hesitant there from Tom Brady. He's usually pretty quick to throw it away in situations like that where he doesn't like it downfield. But instead we end up with the sack taking a little bit too much time.
Here's a long out now. 3rd and 17. He throws a dart to Antonio Brown. 1st down, Buccaneers. Oh my, on a 3rd and 17. You got to make that stop.
Yeah, for sure. That was necessary. You can't be giving this Buccaneers offense any juice to build off of. Tom Brady will take those momentum swings and he'll run with them. He is quite dangerous. He's one of the best in the league at the comeback drives. Any window, that narrowest little gap is enough for him to take advantage of.
Absolutely. Here he is in the shotgun once again. He's going to throw quickly to the left side. He's got his receiver stepping out, Mike Evans. His 2nd catch, his first one, of course, was the touchdown on the previous drive. A lot of shotgun early in this game. Brady in again with trips to the right side. Gio Bernard on his left hip.
Yeah, when they have the weapons that you do with the Buccaneers, it's not really surprising that they're doing that, though. They're spreading them out wide, looking for space in this defense. I mean, that's what this game has evolved into over the years, is spreading out defenses vertically and horizontally.
Absolutely. Here's an inside handoff zone concept, pushing his way. Gio Bernard again, now 2 carries for 19 yards for Gio Bernard. Again, we'll see a steady dose of Ronald Jones as well, with Leonard Fournette out with an injury. Brady again, back to pass over the middle, tipped and almost intercepted. Tremaine Edmonds was right there. We've talked about him a lot. Very special middle linebacker in the middle of this Bills defense. 3rd and 5, throws it quickly, dangerous. Tre'Davious White goes up high and it's incomplete. That one could have been picked and probably would have been house called there.
Yeah, for sure. That was really 2 in a row that probably the defense should have come up with there. Not what you want to see if you're a defender here, giving them an opportunity for a field goal rather than coming away with the ball. Both of those were very catchable balls, and defense just not able to come away with either one of them.
All right, long field goal there makes it 10-0. That's the rookie Jose Borregales, the kicker here. One of the few rookies to crack the 2 deep here for Tampa Bay. They just brought the whole farm back. Let's run it back and try to win another one. All right, Bills need a good drive here, good answer. 4:05 first quarter. They are down 10-0, but more importantly, they need to get their quarterback cooking. Whoa, he runs right past the running back, Singletary, and then he's going to go down. Jamel Dean came up quickly, but man, Jason Pierre-Paul ran right past the runner on that one.
Yeah, he sure did, and he's really good normally in the run defense, so surprising that he wasn't able to come up with that tackle in the backfield.
Devin Singletary, the ball carrier. He was brought down.
Bold prediction, Wendell. 3 games to win the North by, huh? 3rd and 5, crossing across the middle. He's got his tight end, and that's a big first down, and they absolutely needed that one. That's Dawson Knox, 10 yards, and a first down for Buffalo.
But hey, I would love to see this team go out and do that. That would be awesome, especially since there are some very good teams in the AFC North this year. So I'd love to have that, that kind of a regular season, especially if that translates to postseason success to follow.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 now. Bills continuing to stay committed to the run. You can do that this early. We've seen a steady dose of some of those runs. Now dragging across the middle, he's got number 1. That's Emmanuel Sanders, who came up from New Orleans here in the offseason. He's going to wear number 1 for the Bills. Nice, easy to find target in the middle coming out of the slot. Give it to the right side. Oh, blown up and sit right down. William Golston, the veteran defensive tackle, 4-yard loss on that one.
Yeah, Golston wasn't going to make the mistake that Jason Pierre-Paul did. He was right there and ready to make the tackle. Didn't bite off on the bootleg there from Allen, and just tracked the ball and made a very nice TFL there.
2nd and 14, Josh Allen shuffling in the pocket. He's going to dump it off to Dawson Knox. They're going to get most of it back. Sets up a 3rd and very manageable here. 3rd and 3 from the 44. About 25 seconds left here. First quarter at Nagy on Sports. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Across the middle, dangerous throw. Coming back to it, that's Stephon Diggs. His first touch of the day, and it's going to probably end the first quarter here with a first down for the Bills.
Hey, Karen, welcome in. And I don't know that there are a lot of Tampa Bay fans here. They are very good in our sim, though, as they have every right to be. They are returning the entire squad, and that just won the Super Bowl. So they are a very good team. And then James, you're right. The Ravens really are excellent in the regular season. Have not been great in the postseason. And of the two, I'd rather they be good in the regular season, so that if we were to meet them in the postseason, that we're more likely to win such a game, which to me means a lot more. I think to pretty much everybody would mean a lot more.
Yep. Single back look here, play action. Josh Allen firing left side with that strong arm. It's going to go in the direction of Diggs and incomplete, setting up a 3rd and 10. Back to pass, Allen. This time he does have Diggs. A little bit of a post look there, kind of a deep slant, and a first down for the Bills to the 21. So this is drive exactly what they needed it to be here for Sean McDermott. You can see him on that sideline right there.
Yeah, this is absolutely critical. They've had the production and consistency on this drive that had been lacking.
Yes, up the middle again, Devin Singletary. Fighting for every yard now, 9 carries, 12 yards for Singletary. Zach Moss checks into the game, the other running back, and he's up the middle for about 2 yards to the right side, sets up 3rd and 6. Allen steps back into a shotgun. Josh Allen firing right side is picked. He jumps the route, intercepts it at the 5, and goes down at the 7. That's Carlton Davis, the 3rd. And he picks off Josh Allen. He just kind of baited him, and just a lazy throw from Allen. And Watch him just jump the receiver there. That's too easy.
Yeah, and the receiver doing Josh Allen absolutely no favors there. He needs to come back to that ball, high point it rather than kind of fading away. It was just as lazy on the receiver's part, allowing Tampa Bay to come away with that pick. Poorly done there from the Bills.
Up the middle, Edmonds almost able to cause the sack there. 6'5", 250, Tremaine Edmonds. Special player in the middle of that defense. There's the rookie Greg Rousseau over there on the sideline. Maybe we'll see him in some pass rush situations later. Top draft pick of them out of the U. 2nd and 10, he's going to go right side. He's going to go Godwin. He's going to get near the first down, sets up 3rd and 1. So the Buccaneers are good enough on their own. You can't be giving them extra possessions, and the Bills have given them 2 so far here in the first half. Now Brady, 3rd and 1, easy throw over the middle. Antonio Brown becoming a favorite 3rd down weapon here of Tom Brady early. His 4th catch of the day, 1st down Bucks.
Yeah, that's especially, back to your previous point, that's especially damaging when you're giving the ball away in a position where you should be scoring. Not
absolutely.
Getting points. That's very damaging against a team like this.
Absolutely. Back to pass now. Brady after the play action. He's just going to fire it to Ronald Jones on the left sideline. Gets his toes down. 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7.
So just because of my prior service history and because we're watching the Bucs here, I did see an interesting story that I thought was worth noting. Buccaneers, one of their undrafted free agents, came out of the Naval Academy and initially was told was not going to be able to push off his commissioning in the Navy, but the chief of staff actually, as the
nice throw there to Antonio Brown, deep left side.
Yeah, very nicely done there. Nice connection down the sideline. Not quite as nice as what we were seeing in that previous game for the Washington football team. But because it wasn't quite in stride, but still quite nice. AB had a lot of room.
So the kid's going to be able to play. They pushed off his commissioning.
Yeah. So they reversed the decision. Defense Secretary Lloyd actually called him directly to tell him that the decision had been reversed and that he was going to get to join the Bucs for training camp. So good for him. The guy's name is Kinley, undrafted free agent, I think, running back.
Cool. Good for him. 3rd and 5 here now. Tom Brady. The Bills really need to get a stop here. Pressure coming. He's going to throw it just out of the back of the end zone by the wily veteran. So over 200 yards passing already in the first half, and we still got 9:17 left in the quarter. Tampa Bay going up here. 13-10, another field goal for the rookie Borregales.
Correction, he was a cornerback out of the Naval Academy. Cornerback. Yeah.
Okay.
Or is a cornerback.
Well, that's good. He's got a better chance of making the roster as a corner than a running back. So.
Yeah, that's true. Now, that being said, it does say it's an uphill battle for him to make this roster. So, I mean, obviously it is one of the most complete, arguably the most complete roster in the NFL. The Browns are certainly in that discussion along with some others. So this team here, the Bills, one of the others in that discussion as well.
All right, here's Singletary again, spinning off the first tackler, getting tackled by the second. And that's Whitehead, the safety, coming in from the back. 2nd and 8 here. Turn around, give it again. Singletary has a little bit of a hold left side. Better blocking there by the Bills front. He's going to get 5, sets up a 3rd and short here. Little bunch formation to the right side. Motion coming from the tight end. Little wham concept. It's not going to work. Ripped down in the backfield. Jason Pierre-Paul, credit with the TFL. But it looks like Levante David got the first touch based on that graphic. And not sure if I like the play call there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you don't like that wham concept, and right there I think we saw why. It does, if it's read correctly by the defense, it has a tendency to get blown up, especially because it leaves a defender on the backside to come and clean up, which we saw from JPP on that play.
Absolutely. No, I am not a fan of the wham. We took it out of the Browns playbook, in fact, because I hate it. All right, well, Tampa Bay are really a chance to stamp it. The last couple of games we've seemed to have been blowouts, like big-time blowouts. So I'd like to see a close game here. But this one's in danger of heading blowout directions.
Yeah, we have seen quite a few of those of late.
Up the middle here, Ronald Jones nearing a first down on just his second carry of the game. Yeah, gosh, we had like a 47-10, we had like a 41-6 or something. I mean, we've had a bunch of just beat downs.
Yep, I know.
Setting up a screen, left side, Bernard, sorry about that. Edburden's going to drag him down to the ground.
I know Andrew, for one, will appreciate some more competitive football.
Yes, Andrew likes.
I know others as well, but Andrew is certainly one of the ones that just wants to see the game be competitive the whole way through.
Yes, and as a Giants fan, that's about all he can hope for, because we're not going to be doing a lot of Giants games.
Yeah, unfortunately, the outside of the Washington football team, the NFC East is pretty woeful in our, sim.
In the sim right now, they are not playing great. Welcome, Zaire. There's an out route to Chris Godwin. They're just going to get 3, though. 2nd and 12. The result, Brady goes empty in the backfield now, 5 wide for him. Antonio Brown across the middle. He sees him, but he throws it to him kind of late, and therefore Matt Milano is able to lay the boom on Brown, and he drops the football.
Wendell, actually, he's not actually a Ravens fan. He was just saying that we do have competition in the AFC North as Brady's going to get picked off.
Jordan Poyer absolutely needed that.
Yeah, that's huge.
Sorry to cut you off again.
That's a big momentum swing. You don't expect that from Tom Brady. Bit underthrown here, and the defender is able to come up with a nice play off the safety. A bit on the inside, also a little bit under, and Poyer comes in and takes that one away from Mike Evans. Nicely done. But no, Wendell, he's actually a Panthers fan, not a fan of the Ravens. It's just that he was saying that we do in fact have competition in the AFC North, which I agree. I don't know that we'll be 3 games over the Ravens in the AFC North, but I like our chances should we go to the postseason to play the Ravens. Because they've been proven to be a very, very good regular season team, but really have yet to do anything of note in the postseason.
No gain again. Bills continuing to struggle to run the football against this Tampa Bay front, as Singletary already up to 13 carries for about 18 yards now. 3rd and 10 coming up for Josh Allen. They really need some points here. Setting up a screen, pressure coming, and he just throws it into the back. He had all 3 offensive linemen out there. They had a ton of room for that screen, and Allen just throws it into the turf. Unfortunately, they're going to go 3 and out, punt upcoming.
Yeah, that's one of the ways you beat a screen is by bringing your pressure before the quarterback has time to get rid of the ball. If he gets rid of it there, you saw all that space developing because the rush had come so quickly, but the fact that the line really didn't hold up anybody even for that briefest moment, that half potato or so that you want to hold up the rushing lineman is actually really important for the development of that play because if you let them go too quickly, the quarterback won't be able to get out of his hands in time.
Indeed. All right, a 13-0 lead, about 4:55 to play here, first half. Turn around, give it up the middle. Pulling guard, legs a big hole, and Ronald Jones with a big 13-yard scramble. First down, Buccaneers. Bruce Arians loves it over there on that sideline. Bills desperately need another stop. Their offense is really letting them down right now. And some of the play calling, they've been very, very conservative with their running game calls so far in this first half.
Yeah, for sure.
Very un-Sean McDermott light. I think he's a little bit more creative than that as a play caller.
Yeah, he is, and he likes to mix it up with his weapons. He's got a fair number of them out there, and we've not seen a lot of that here today.
Nope. Another big run up the middle. Gio Bernard now as this defensive line for the Bills just sucking wind.
I think
you can see there's already a couple of subs in there.
Cole Beasley is a big part of this offense that we really haven't heard much of today.
Yeah, well, I think Diggs has like 1 touch. Beasley has 1 touch. Manuel Sanders has 1 touch. Dawson Knox maybe 2 touches. Like, they've got weapons. It's just not. He keeps throwing the ball to the other team. Up the middle on 2nd and 6, and he's going to get rolled over near the first down. That's Vernon Butler on the tackle. 3rd and 1 here. Bills really need to stop. Maybe the last play here before the 2-minute warning. Give it up the middle. Gio Bernard up. Juke move. Oh, he's going 35, 20, 25. Headed towards the 20, rather. Call him down at the 24. Huge run. Gio Bernard.
Yeah, that was a big letdown there for the Bills defense. They really would have liked to stop that there, but really nice move from Gio Bernard to get a whole bunch of extra yardage, and now the Bucs threatening again with only 2 minutes left in the half.
Across the middle, Brady throws a strike in between 3 different defenders, 8-yard gain. Antonio Brown now 6 catches for a $112 in the first half. Ronald Jones this time up the middle, no gain. Yep, you're exactly right, Karen. They are gassed right now. Buccaneers have already run 40 plays in this first half. Here's play number 41. It's the throw to the right side. It's Gronk. 5. Touchdown! Gronk, his first touch, and it's a touchdown. And we got the Gronk spike. Well, more like a Gronk throw. And touchdown Buccaneers here. And the beatdown may be on in Titletown.
Yeah, this is certainly not setting up well for the Bills, but you have to think they're going to hopefully come out of the halftime and have some positive adjustments to make. They certainly have room to make some of those adjustments. There are some things they could be doing that I think, a little bit of confidence throws for Allen rather than pushing it deep. And then once they get him in a rhythm, then perhaps they can start to open their playbook up a little bit more, but a little bit more balance in how they're attacking and spreading the ball around. I think it's going to be key here in the second half. Although if they can get a little bit of momentum here on this opportunity here with a minute 11, maybe a little bit of hurry up, get a rhythm going down the field. If they can do something here, this could be big too.
True, they do get the second half kick, so they could really afford a double dip right now.
Yep.
Here's the aforementioned Beasley in motion. Josh Allen shuffling in the pocket now, firing over the middle. He's got Emmanuel Sanders, who beat Devin White across the middle. That's a tough matchup for any linebacker, although Devin White's about as fast as they come. And he's just a tick behind Emmanuel Sanders on that drag route.
Yeah, he sure is. He sure is quick, but nicely done there for Sanders to come up with a nice drag.
Oh, pocket collapses. Maybe a little bit of a shuffle sack there. Buccaneers go ahead and call timeout as well. Oh, excuse me, the Bills called timeout, not the Buccaneers. Here's Allen right side. He's got Dawson Knox, and he's got a first down and more. Huge conversion on a 2nd and 24. All the way up to the 43-yard line. Should have stepped out of bounds, but we'll take the yardage.
Huge conversion, huge mistake. You have to step out of bounds. You're right on the sideline. That's a massive mental error.
Here's another strike across the middle. He's got Stephon Diggs. He's down inside the red zone now. They go ahead and call their last timeout. 11 seconds left here. Absolutely need points. Cannot take a sack, cannot dump it off in the field of play, which is exactly what they're going to do. Unreal.
Yeah, that's a huge waste. Typical Madden situational management. Horrible situational football there. Just unbelievable how bad Madden is at that stuff. Clock management, especially late quarter drives. But that's the way of the game. Hopefully they'll fix some of that in the new version.
Yeah.
But
that would be nice.
To talk a little bit to your point there, Wendell, I agree. I don't know that the Ravens' offensive line got much better, and I certainly believe that our defensive line got better. But it will be somewhat contingent on injury, as we know some of the new ads both have some injury history. James, I think that's a reasonable expectation somewhere in that neighborhood for both of those teams. The one thing I would expect out of this year is I don't think the Ravens are going to sweep us again. I think we should at least take one of the two, if not both. The fact that they're back-to-back on the schedule with us having a bye in between and them playing the Steelers, I think, in between really sets up well for us.
Nice conversion. Just the second catch of the day for Beasley, and it's a first down. They need to get him more involved for sure. Again, appreciate everybody being on Nagy on Sports. Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy joining you live. Original commentary, full game, full-length Madden Sims. Simming from a PlayStation 5 here, still using Madden 21, of course. New game set to come out in a little over a month now, so getting excited. Appreciate you being on. It is the summer of subscription. Appreciate all of our subscribers, and if you are a new subscriber, welcome. We really appreciate you being on. If you're an old subscriber, welcome. We appreciate you being on. Here's Josh Allen now. He's got an option to the right side if he wants it. He takes it. That's the second tight end, just a 3-yard route on that particular play for Jacob Hollister, of course, who came over from the Seahawks. Back to pass. Allen shuffling again. Watch out. Shaq Barrett sacks him back to the 37. So Shaq attack. An unfortunate, maybe a shuffle sack. Who knows? Maybe a real coverage sack. But the first possession of the second half thwarted once again. Buffalo's offense continuing to struggle.
Yeah, it's about the third of those we've seen in this game. It's like somebody turned the shuffle sacks back on or something.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm wondering if perhaps there are a new set of sliders that maybe we need a few adjustments to hopefully take some of those back out. We may look to see if there are a newer version, just because a little alarming that we've seen that on both sides of the ball now.
Yeah. Up the middle this time, Gio Bernard is going to get up to the 27-yard line. He's been solid now, 6 for 55 for Giovanni. Brady back to pass now out of a shotgun, firing left side. He's got his man, Mike Evans, coming back to the football. That's just too easy to find your 6'5" target and throw it right between the 1 and the 3. First down, Buccaneers.
Well, that and the fact that Mike Evans there actually comes back to the ball as opposed to what the Bills receiver did not kind of lazily letting the ball come to him. Mike Evans shows him what he's supposed to do.
Pressure up the middle, right in Brady's face, calmly dumps it off for 3 yards to Ronald Jones. And 2nd and 7.
And realistically, that last throw, if Mike Evans doesn't come back to the ball, that's picked.
Brady in a shotgun once again. He goes across the middle. He's got Godwin breaking the first tackle near the first down line. They're going to say he's just inches short. 3rd and inches. Chris Godwin got real close. His 6th catch.
That always is amazing to me, their line. Technically, any part of the football over the front edge of that line as depicted on the grass is a first down. Just like the plane of the end zone, it's the same concept. So it's always amazing to me the way they have it set up in Madden, where it can be like in the middle of the line with the whole ball.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right, well, a huge stop there for the Bills. Tremaine Edmonds comes up and stuffs Ronald Jones on the short yardage run, actually loses a half a yard. And Bradley Pinion comes in for his first punt of the day, which does happen to go into the end zone. So Bills back out. They're not out of it yet, but man, they need some points.
Yeah, it's got to start with a consistent drive. They had one going until late.
Oh boy.
Until a late pick, as we take yet another shuffle sack.
Ugh.
A really
where did those come from?
I don't know. They just showed up, and to two very good quarterbacks who are very unlikely to take shuffle sacks in real life.
Sorry, Bills fans. I really am. We've tried. I mean, they're 4-2. We've tried to make them. Here he is. Throws the screen left side. It's out, and it's picked up, and it's a touchdown. Buccaneers. Oh, no. They tried to set up the screen on 3rd and long. And Vita Vea gets in there and pokes that football out before Josh Allen can get rid of it. You're going to get a good look at it right here, unfortunately, Bills fans. And then Ledbetter, the backup D tackle, just right there, picks it up with his easiest touchdown of his life.
Yep, that's about as easy as they get. Speaking of the woes for Josh Allen, it seems to be whenever we turn on the Bills, he just underwhelms enormously. I don't know what it is about him simming on his own versus simming with us all watching, but performance anxiety, I don't know. It's like some version of digital performance anxiety, I guess. But knowing we're all watching and the bad Josh Allen comes out, but I don't know what it is baked into his code. Just like we had with Baker Mayfield, he seems just awful whenever we're watching him, and today has been no different. Some really bad picks, that bad fumble on the goal line for a way too easy touchdown, which is now effectively a blowout. It's just unfortunate.
Hey George, welcome in. Yep, Bill's having a rough day. Even though they're 4-2, Josh Allen's struggling. I think too. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what the name of the trait where like you get flustered easily and then like it kind of snowball. Like I think Josh Allen is one of the for whatever reason, like when one mistake turns into 2, turns into 3, like really easily for him. And I'm not sure what setting or trait that is, but it feels like that's turned up pretty high in his case.
Right.
I'll have to go back and look at him and see if that's something that we can alter as he goes across the middle once again to Cole Beasley. So 27-0 here. Struggle bus in full effect. Delayed handoff, and Ndamukong Suh just sitting there waiting. Singletary now 16 carries, 17 yards. And yes, George, there's been some maddening. The return of the shuffle sack. Of course, Brady's been shuffle sacked too, so can't say that's entirely just a Bills issue, but a couple of bad interceptions, a oopsie fumble on the goal line that led to a touchdown, so yeah, a little bit, Keith. Hey, welcome on, Keith. Yeah, Josh Allen kind of gets the yips, apparently. And here we go again. God.
It's like shuffle sack number 5 or so. It's pretty bad.
Brutal. Brutal.
So speaking of maddening, I don't know if you saw the home field advantage new bit that they have for all the different teams, but the Browns fan base is getting absolutely just an unfortunate reality. There are some really nice ones out there for some of the fan bases, but the Browns, which have arguably the best fan base out there, or one of the better fan bases, certainly, they get voted pretty highly on for fan bases a lot, very, very frequently. But that being said, I mean, I am a bit biased on that front, but that being said, their advantage is something silly like they may not hear an audible for a third down or in the red zone.
I thought it wasn't even. It was like a hot route. Like
it's like hot route audible. Yeah, can't hear a hot route audible kind of thing. And then
not even a regular audible.
But it's a chance that they might not hear it, so they still could get it. And it's like the dog pound is way more effective than that in games. So and there are some that actually affect the momentum mechanic, which that's pretty potent considering how.
We've seen how the momentum mechanic works pretty aggressively.
Right. So I would love for the dog pound to be able to affect the momentum mechanic. That'd be great. But instead we get this really terrible red zone. They can't hot route, or might not be able to hot route. Really a disservice to the fan base of the Browns, I have to say. Oh yeah, Keith. No, that was very frustrating. It's amazing to me. I mean, I understand the guy's polarizing. I get that. It's amazing to me that just the number of people that are not sold on his what he is and what he brings. I mean, part of it is just clickbait style. You say something to make.
Yeah,
news.
Those dudes are paid for flamboyant opinions so that people like us will get pissed at them.
Yep, and that's what that's what Colin Cowherd is. That's what all these guys. They're all that. Shannon Sharp.
Skip Bayless. They're all the guys.
Any of those guys. They're all doing the same thing. It's all the same ploy, and it works because it pisses people off. But
because the NFL is king, yeah.
But on the other hand, the part that I don't understand is that there are some very smart people that are not necessarily doing that, but are just so reluctant to believe in what Baker brings. And it's most of the time it feels like it's folks that only saw the Browns in highlights and whole season highlights rather than. Especially paying attention to the progression after he really settled into the offense. It's the same lazy take as the Browns are better without Odell Beckham. That's just absolute nonsense.
Indeed it is.
He's out of bounds.
Yeah.
Behind the line.
Well, especially Tannenbaum. Like, how many times do you have to get fired before like, clearly you can't pick good players because you keep getting fired and they're not good. So yours is going to be the least. Like, I'd rather take. Yeah, I'll take Colin. I mean, somebody else I'll trust. Like, you got fired for being really bad at just judging people. So, yes, I like listening to Tannenbaum only for like his. Here's what's actually happening in the war room tonight. You know, that kind of insider information is kind of cool to hear. But I don't care what his opinions are on anybody. Like,
yeah, it was about as meaningful as Mangini talking about the current Browns.
Right.
Like, really,
Right.
you have no business. You have no leg to stand on there. None.
yeah. Yes, if the rest of us were as bad at our jobs as you are at yours, we wouldn't have again ever.
Yeah, if you were as good as you seem to think you are, you would still be the Browns head coach. Just saying.
Yes. We're talking about Mike Tannenbaum, who was most recently with the Jets, who's now just an ESPN talking head, and he's the one he's the most recent guy to pour salt on the Baker wound.
I wouldn't even call it a wound. It's just disrespecting Baker for.
Yes. I meant wound for
reason,
Brown.
yeah.
The public anti-Baker movement
Right.
that feels like a festering wound to me. It's like, can you just think of something else to talk about, please?
Yeah, it's either him or Odell Beckham, and you know.
Yeah.
Those are the two, or I guess Njoku's a little bit in there sometimes too for the trade talk stuff.
Sure.
But part of it is you know, not that she's out of a job, but she almost has nothing to talk about, meaning Mary Kay Cabot, because there's just no drama with the team led by Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. They just don't do drama that way, and they're not about to endorse any of that or allow their players to produce it. They don't. That's just not the culture they have, and so there's nothing to talk about. So they have to find ways to engineer it.
Hey, Abraham Lincoln, welcome on. Yes, the Buccaneers are playing very well again. 2nd and 14, Brady on a play action. Watch out! Blitz coming, and there's the rookie, Greg Rousseau, with his first sack of the day, coming around that right tackle side and putting Brady onto the turf.
Yeah, Tom just didn't sense that pressure coming off the outside from Rousseau. Nicely done from Rousseau, kind of sneaking up on the old wily veteran there. But Tom kind of had a face full of Rousseau before he knew it, and then was going down to the turf.
Indeed, here's a little bit of a get a few yards back for your punter. Still going to be 4th and 11, and the Bills get a much-needed stop. But again, this one is over at this point now, 13-12 to play in the game. At this point for the Bills, you're just looking for a touchdown, just something positive to work towards, because this is a very winnable AFC East right now, and they are tied up at the top with the Jets. Actually, they're a game behind the Jets. The Jets are rolling people right now.
Yeah, they really have no competition from Miami, obviously, who probably is their biggest competition in the AFC East. If
in
we're
real
being
life,
totally honest, in real life. The Bills are certainly the favorites to win that division, you would have to think, with Miami just depending on how Tua really turns out. The verdict is out on him, and if I don't know that there's a lot of vote of confidence there, especially with the coaching staff polling him in favor of Fitzmagic at times in critical moments. So
screen on 3rd and 1, and you're going to lose 4 yards, 6 yards. Woof. Hate that call. Sorry, Dino. Hate that call.
Yeah,
they're going to go for it, though, here.
That very well could happen. We'll see. They have the same roster. They're bringing them all back. I mean, that is certainly one way to do it. They've got the experience. So, now, they benefited from a schedule setup that worked really nicely. They got hot at the right time, a late bye, to get that self-scout in. They had a lot of things going in their favor, and it's always hard to repeat. So we'll see what happens. But
they stayed remarkably healthy as well.
Yeah, and they do stand a good chance to be very, very good this year, certainly.
Oh, hey, Jamie. Jamie just showing up as Abraham Lincoln today. Jamie's one of our regulars. Good to see you on, brother. All right, well, 10:26. Sorry, this one hasn't been nearly as exciting
Third down and 9.
as we had certainly initially thought it would be on paper, at least. It has disappointed with another Tampa Bay beatdown, and they're going to stall out and just settle for a field goal here.
Yeah, in our sim, the Jets certainly seem to be poised
Yeah,
to
they are
win the
playing well in the
AFC East.
sim.
I would be surprised if that actually ended up being the case. That's a tall
Well,
order
this-
for the young Wilson to step up to. But, you know, you never know. He could be, I mean, stranger things have happened in the NFL. It does bring out the best in some that they're ready earlier than you would expect, even in challenging positions to pick up like quarterback. But you know, they certainly have. They're going in the right direction. I have to think. I don't think they're going backwards like some of the teams out there. I like their hires. I like what they've done. You know, for their coaching staff. I like some of their personnel moves. So I think they'll be better. I don't know that they have a chance of winning real life. You know, I think they're in a competition for third and fourth between them and the Patriots, if we're being honest.
Yeah. All right, so since the game is so bad and Josh Allen keeps taking shuffle sacks for unknown reasons, although he completes this one up to Stephon Diggs. Our sim right now has the Jets at what, 6-1? They're just rolling people, and has the Dolphins at 0-6. They're absolutely terrible. So which one do you think is more likely, that the Jets will be really good or that the Dolphins will be really bad? If you have to pick one.
I would say it's that's tough.
Yeah.
I would actually say that the Jets would be really good is more likely.
Okay.
Now, really good at that level, no. I think that's a stretch for them to have, you know, only one loss to their names out of 7 games. I think is improbable for a young team with a young quarterback. They have to have so many things go right for that to be the case. Now, that being said, you know, the measure of good in the NFL is, you know, what the Chargers did last year was good, but they were no 6-1, you know.
Right.
So I could see them doing like what the Chargers did with the young quarterback, you know, surprising some folks. I think that's more likely than Miami being truly that bad. They have too many good players around to. I know the quarterback's a big piece of it, but that team is really a quarterback away from being. I mean, they're one of the ones that I expected to try to snag one of those potential
Deshaun Watson,
the Deshaun
Aaron
Watsons,
Rodgers,
Aaron Rodgers, one of those kind of guys. They're one of the ones I expected to make a big push because they're one of the teams like the Washington football team and a few others that are all but a quarterback away from being Super Bowl caliber.
Indeed. First and goal from the 2 now. Brady threatening to really pour it on here. Or he'll take a shuffle sack. This time it's Jerry Hughes coming around, the second-year player. Tristan Wirfs on that left side.
Loss of 9. Now second and goal at the 11-yard line.
Ronald Jones, the carrier of the ball, up the middle. Yeah, James, this is sad that this was your first one to catch live with us. The games for the most part have been a lot better than this. This one's been pretty lopsided and pretty sloppy on both sides at different times.
Yeah, it's another reason why I'm wondering if maybe we might behoove us to look to see if there are new sliders, just because of the
or a
uptick,
gameplay update or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the uptick in blowouts. We haven't seen like this in quite a while. That and the shuffle sacks makes me wonder if maybe there is something a little out of tune.
Well, yeah, and this is three games in a row with like 30-point spreads. If this one holds. Thanks, Jamie. We appreciate it.
I appreciate that indeed.
We kind of stalled. Yeah, we kind of stalled out at like 600 for months and months, and now all of a sudden the summer of subscription is actually working, I guess.
Yeah, it was a while. It was like kind of hovering at 610 for quite a while, and then you know, we haven't even had a Brown sim in 3 weeks, and the last few days we've just been adding subs, which we very much appreciate. We love having NFL fans in here. We love fans of all teams, Browns or not. Although we started as a Browns channel. We do love our Browns very much. We talk about them a lot, but that doesn't mean that we aren't very vested in the NFL at large and all of these teams. Some of whom we care for more than others. We do have some bias out there. It certainly does not. We're not going to be as friendly with the Ravens or Steelers, but just based on some of our biases. But that being said, we do very much welcome everyone here.
Allen's pass complete to Devin Singletary.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that game, James, off the top of my head, but I believe you that there was a blowout. Sam Darnold is not rated super high.
Yeah, he's kind of a victim of being on a bad team for,
Yeah, kind of like Carson Wentz. Like Carson
yeah.
Wentz has not looked good live either, because he didn't have a great season of development last year.
Right.
At least in terms of Madden's ratings.
Right. And some of that may be warranted, but maybe not all of it. So it's hard to tell.
Oof, Josh Allen throws another interception, the second one of the day for Carlton Davis. This thing just needs to end.
Yeah, one thing I'll tell you that is not warranted and very surprising is Madden's treatment of Josh Allen. He is they're stuck on Josh Allen. It's almost like Josh Allen at Wyoming, Josh Allen.
Yeah, he's and I've buffed him like 3 different times too to try to get him to be closer to realistic. He is by far the player who has been altered the most by me as the owner of the franchise, which is normally what we try not to do, but it's just not realistic because he's a pretty good quarterback.
Oh yeah, Jamie.
I remember Jamie.
That game was wild.
Yeah, we're still not exactly sure what happened, other than I'm not sure what YouTube's metric is to get, because we just all of a sudden popped up on like a bunch of people's recommended for use video, and yeah, we had like over 1,000 people watching. Like, it was nuts.
It was wild. It was a lot of fun.
And that game still has like 10 times as many views as any of our other games because of it.
Yeah,
I secretly keep hoping it's going to happen again, Jamie, one of these days, because that's when we jumped from like 300 to 600 subscribers too, just with that one video.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That was a huge game for us. Would love to see something like that again, but I think there is probably some kind of threshold or tipping point that we may get to, where if we get enough of the momentum going from just getting subs and eyes on. And more live viewers in some of these games, then eventually we'll get to the point where we see more of those, and then it should take off from there, hopefully. That's our hope, anyway.
Yeah, that's our hope. Mike Evans certainly looks like he has.
Oh, yeah, I think that's pretty easy. You can see him dragging the foot there, although if they're saying that it wasn't touching the ground on the drag, then his toe did go out of bounds just past the white there. So it'll really depend on their definition of if his toe was down for the drag. So,
and they call him down. So another 40-point performance. So we've seen 3 40-point performances in a row from these offenses, but just not very close games, unfortunately.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Karen. Thank you.
Yes. Karen's one of our OGs. She's been around since the beginning.
She sure has, and very supportive since the very beginning, too.
That's right. She's always the breath of fresh air when the rest of us are getting down.
Yeah, the positivity.
All right, 40-0, $155. At this point, you just don't want anybody to get hurt. Still young, week 8, 2021, Future Sim, all the rookies are in, all the draft picks are in. Had to make a few guesses on depth charts and people making the 53, but for the most part, we've been pretty happy with it until this last couple games have just been a little bit out of whack. So we'll try to go back. You know that realism is our #1 goal. It's what we strive for the most. So we'll go back and see if we can tweak some things and get that back a little bit. As Kit alluded to, we will do a second NFC game of the week, Eagles Cowboys, because it had the tied for the same amount of votes as this one. And then What do we say? Is it Colts-Titans is the AFC game?
I think it's actually Bengals-Jags winning
Oh,
currently.
Bengals-Jags. Nice. Okay, Bengals-Jags. Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. Why not? And then, yes, the Browns are on bye this week, Wendell, so we got to get through Week 8 here, and then the Browns. We'll try to get to the Browns this weekend, though. 35 seconds as he throws it to the left side, and Diggs cannot catch it. 2nd and 10. I know, you got to be patient, Wendell. It can't be Christmas every day.
Yeah, that
Cole
being
Beasley,
said,
nice catch.
James, we did, to answer your question, we did talk about today being possibly a doubleheader, so we may be bringing another
we'll
one.
see.
So we'll see what happens with that. We may be having another one yet on the channel still to come for you. And then I don't know that there's likely to be one tomorrow due to scheduling conflicts. Although Phil may be doing one solo, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I may be able to do that Colts-Titans game solo.
Yep, and then
it's not going to be as exciting.
We're hoping to get to the Browns possibly on Sunday for the start of Week 9 action.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, just score some points indeed, Jamie. I'm with you.
Yeah, and part of this at this point with a 40-0, partially it's a save face thing, but it's also momentum going in to next week. It's building some of that confidence back that this game is obviously going to deflate you and your team. Obviously they don't get it done there. You never want to have a shutout. Although I'll say that's exactly what the Buccaneers defense wants to see. So they kudos to them for getting that clean sheet on this one. But the stats there, all the major stats go into Tampa Bay, and the turnover is the biggest one there, and Josh Allen really the culprit, if you will, of the vast majority of it, which is really just not like him anymore. He's a much better quarterback than we saw today.
Indeed. All right, let's take a quick look at these stats. Brady today, 32 of 44, 330. Just another ho-hum day for the greatest of all time. 3 touchdowns. He did have 2 interceptions, though. He tried to go toe-to-toe with Josh Allen in interceptions for a while. Then Allen pulled away. 27 of 42, just 266. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Josh Allen. They really struggled to run the football as well. 19 carries, 36 yards for Singletary. Moss just 2 for 1. Breida just 1 touch for 5. That ain't going to get it done. Ronald Jones led the Buccaneers, 14 carries, 60 yards. Actually, Gio Bernard, 11 carries, 75 yards. Even better, both rushed over for a clip. That's a good day by anybody's standards. Mike Evans, 9 catches, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty darn good. Chris Godwin, 8 for 67. How about Antonio Brown, 7 for 131? So when you go 9 for Evans, 8 for Godwin, 7 for Brown, that's a pretty potent combination for anybody to play. Dawson Knox going to lead the Bills, 6 for 84. Cole Beasley, 6 for 65. A lot of those came late. He was not involved in the offense early. 5 for Breida, 5 for Diggs. And a couple, look at those drops on the right side. 2 for Diggs, 2 for Sanders. That's certainly not going to help things when your team and your quarterback is struggling. All right, defensively speaking here for the Bills, Matt Milano leading tackler, 17 of them. He got paid this offseason for sure. Jordan Poyer with 8. Remember, they did an injury to Micah Hyde. They're starting free safety, which may have contributed some, but probably not to the level that it happened. The rookie Greg Rousseau got a sack, as well as Hughes and Oliver. And then their interceptions today, of course, first drive of the game, Teron Johnson, and then Jordan Poyer had one late, back when we thought that there was a chance that they still might be able to get into it. Okay, especially the Red Sox. Yep, George, I may talk to you offline about that. And Jamie, if you have more feedback, or Wendell, if you enjoyed the Indians game, I'm just trying to decide what the easiest way to do that. A season is such a long thing to commit to. I don't know, maybe I'll sim a World Series or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk about it later. Levante David, 17 tackles, 14 for David White. As you might imagine, the two of those are all over the football. Due to some shuffle sacks, Vita Vea is going to get 2.5, 2 for Shaq Barrett, Lavonte David, and then a half sack for Jason Pierre-Paul. 2 picks for Carlton Davis from Auburn, and then, of course, 1 for JPP. So that is, unfortunately, if you're a Bills fan, going to do it. Sorry that this one didn't turn out exactly like we liked it. We obviously appreciate you being on with us. Thank you so much to our subscribers. You are the best. Kit, anything else to wrap this one up?
No, I think the stats tell it there. We've obviously talked at length about some of the things that we saw that we don't think are as realistic as we'd like them to be, starting with Josh Allen. And he really is the difference in this one, as he gives the ball away in terrible spots. And you can't do that against a team like the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers make them pay 40-0.
Absolutely. So, again, appreciate all our subscribers. It is the summer of subscription as we make our push for 1,000. We will never be the guys that say, smash that like button and please sub and ring the bell. But if we get over 1,000, then YouTube will start paying us, and that would be fun, mostly for my wife, who would then be happy with me simming more, I think. So, appreciate all of y'all. You guys are the best. Take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your Friday. If we get another sim today, awesome. We'll see. If not, we'll definitely catch you later this weekend. Appreciate George moderating the chat as well. Do a Red Sox Padres World Series. Okay. Just like pick 2 random teams and do a World Series, huh? I don't know about my Indians fans if they're going to like that or not, but I appreciate the suggestion, Jamie, and I'll think about that for sure, because that's what we do. All right. You guys are the best. We'll stop jabbering at you. Take care of yourselves. Remember, you can always look at the description of any of these videos and hop on our Discord channel to keep the banter going between the sims. And you can give us great suggestions like do a Red Sox Padres World Series, for instance, Jamie, if you're not already on the Discord. So that's it. Today we'll say go Buccaneers. You're the champs for a reason. You earned it today. They go to 6-1 in our sim. And as always, go